Welcome to This Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled to have you here today because, well, we're going to unpack something absolutely huge. Let me just start by putting a truth out there. It might sting a little bit, but honestly, it's exactly what we all need to hear. Your life isn't broken, but your daily choices, yeah, they absolutely are. Every single day, we find ourselves making the exact same bad decisions, whether that's smashing the snooze button for the third time, putting off that deep work, or even making these wild, emotional, impulsive trades instead of just sticking to your long-term investment strategy. We lean on the exact same excuses, and, surprise, surprise, we get the exact same lackluster results. But today, we're fixing that trajectory. We're going to look at a definitive 5-step blueprint to literally flip the script on your routine and your life.
Okay, let's dive right in by asking a really tough question. Why isn't your life changing? Seriously, I want you to take a second and actually think about that. If you keep making the exact same excuses today, aren't you going to be in the exact same place 5 years from now? That is, without a doubt, the most dangerous part of this whole equation. Time just slips by silently, doesn't it? We let the days blur together, always assuming tomorrow will just magically be different. And just like compound interest in your investment portfolio, your daily habits, the good ones and the bad ones, they silently compound over that 5-year period. You're probably sitting there thinking, oh, I just need a spark of motivation to finally get moving or to finally start saving. But here's the harsh reality. You don't need motivation. What you desperately need is discipline.
I mean, just think about the toxic loop so many of us are hopelessly trapped in right now. The alarm rings, you hit snooze, it's time to start working, but instead, you grab your phone, you watch one video, then a second, then a third, or maybe you start doom scrolling financial news, obsessively checking stock charts, which totally paralyzes your decision-making for the rest of the morning. Before you even know what hit you, half the day is gone, the guilt sets in, and you go to sleep telling yourself, I'll change tomorrow. But as we all intimately know, tomorrow never actually comes. You're constantly waiting for this sudden magical burst of motivation, when what we actually need is the raw discipline to physically break this cycle of regret.
So, to completely dismantle the myth that one massive, life-altering decision is going to suddenly save you, here's the 5-step actionable blueprint we'll be covering in this explainer. 1. Why your life feels stuck. 2. Step 1. Shifting your identity. 3. Mastering your mornings and the dopamine detox. 4. Building systems and tackling hardships. And 5. The true meaning of discipline.
Which brings us right to section 1 of our blueprint, why your life feels stuck and the motivation trap.
Look, we have all been sold a massive lie. This idea that we have to actually feel ready in order to take action. Listen, motivation is just a fleeting feeling. It's an emotional wave you sit around waiting for. Discipline, on the other hand, that's doing the work regardless of how you feel. Let's think about how this applies to building wealth, for instance. Amateur investors, they wait to feel motivated by a roaring bull market to finally start putting money away, which, let's be honest, is usually way too late. Disciplined investors, though, they automatically invest a percentage of their paycheck every single month, whether the market is sitting at an all-time high or it's completely crashing. Disciplined people simply do not sit around waiting for motivation to strike. They just take action, over and over again. And that is the fundamental difference between winners and losers.
Let's move on to step 1 of our blueprint. Shift your identity, the foundation of change. You see, the core problem isn't actually that you're lazy. Actually, the real problem is that you have deeply, fundamentally accepted the core belief that you are a lazy person. Your brain is always going to act in alignment with who you believe you are at your core. Identity always changes first, and then the actions follow closely behind. If you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I'm just bad with money, or I'm just not a morning person, guess what? You will always act exactly like that person. So starting today, you have got to stop telling yourself, I'm trying. That language literally leaves the back door open for failure. Instead, you need to start demanding from yourself, I am a disciplined investor, or I'm a disciplined person. When you shift that internal identity, the external results have absolutely no choice but to follow. Now let's combine steps 2 and 3, master mornings and dopamine detox, reclaiming your focus. Right now, your focus is under constant, heavy attack. And honestly, the battle begins the very second you open your eyes. The first hour of your day entirely dictates the direction of your next 24 hours. Did you know the average person checks their phone 150 times a day? That is 150 massive interruptions to your brain's processing power. If you start your day by immediately grabbing your phone while you're still in bed, your focus is instantly destroyed. So instead, leave the phone alone. Drink a large glass of water. Go outside for a brisk 10-minute walk. Do 10 minutes of reading. And then launch straight into your hardest task of the day. firing off these rapid foundational microhabits before you even look at a glowing screen, that is exactly how you set an absolutely unstoppable, productive pace for your day. And that perfectly transitions us into the dopamine detox. Every single ping, every mindless scroll, and every time you frantically refresh your crypto portfolio, it gives your brain an instant, unearned hit of pleasure. As a result, doing real, meaningful work like reading a dense annual report, studying a new skill, or writing a project proposal, well, it starts to feel incredibly boring and painful. You have to actively restrict your social media time and fiercely turn off those notifications while you work. You have to actually let yourself be bored, because that empty space, that is exactly where your focus returns. Like the saying goes, don't just control the screen, control your mind. Let's step into phase 4 now. Build systems and tackle hardships. Execution over intentions. Now, goals might sound really nice on paper, but frankly, they aren't enough to change your life. Saying you want to get fit is just a goal. It's a wish. But committing to a 30-minute daily workout, now that is a system. Saying you want to retire a millionaire is a lofty goal, but automatically investing $500 on the first of every single month through dollar cost averaging, that is a system. It's these daily systems, like literally ticking off a simple recurring checklist, that actually generate real, tangible results. Why? Because motion creates emotion. By forcing yourself to take the action first through your system, the feeling of motivation and accomplishment naturally follows. And an absolutely crucial part of that highly effective system has to be doing the difficult work first. Successful people do not spend their days endlessly searching for the easy way out. They purposefully tackle the hardest, most important tasks first thing in the morning, so the rest of the day feels like a breeze. You need to intentionally make yourself a little bit uncomfortable every single day, whether it's taking an ice-cold shower, pushing through a grueling workout, or, having the stomach to hold onto your assets during a massive market downturn without panicking and selling at a loss. This is how true unbreakable character is built. Comfort makes you weak, but struggle makes you strong. Which brings us to our final section, the true meaning of discipline, becoming the new you. Okay, let's bring this entire explainer together. Shift your identity, win the morning, detox your dopamine, make daily systems, and do the hard work first. When you look at this connected journey of self-mastery, I want you to realize the most important truth of all here. This isn't just about tweaking your habits. When you take the right actions every single day, you aren't just changing a morning routine. You are fundamentally transforming into a resilient executor. You are becoming a disciplined investor. You are quite literally becoming a completely new version of yourself through repeated, disciplined action. We have given you the complete blueprint to break those toxic cycles. But, as we learned today, the truest test of discipline isn't what you promise to do tomorrow. It's what you choose to do the very second this explainer ends. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you going to go right back to the endless scroll, or are you going to choose discipline right now? The choice is entirely yours.